What's up guys, my name is Jimmy Champagne and today I'm here with my review of The Houses October Built 2. The first one came out in 2014 and kind of against all odds, it sort of caught on in the horror community. I was still in college when I discovered it and ended up on Netflix, and I really did like it, even though it does have some limitations due to budget and its found footage nature. Something the original got praised for was how ridiculously natural the actors were, and I think it's because they're all friends in real life and they're all playing themselves, like first and last name, and that really helps in a found footage movie and it helped make it more believable. So I can't really talk about the second movie without at least mentioning the ending of the first movie, which I know sounds a little weird. It's a direct continuation and a lot of the plot hinges on the ending, so I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to click away before I start spoiling things. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, if you're still here, it's time to talk about the ending of the first movie. The reason I really liked that movie was because it was very simple. They're going all over the country, they're going to different haunted houses, characters pop up and tell them all about this one super scary haunted house you have to do. It turns out being way more than they bargained for, and it ends with the girl Brandy getting buried alive. Very simple plot. I watched that movie 3 years ago and I can remember it to a T. This movie takes that plot, runs with it, and just convolutes it. So the premise of this movie hinges on the fact that the first movie was an elaborate hoax all along. Even though Brandy got buried alive, she wasn't really buried alive and she gets rescued. The video gets uploaded to YouTube and she gets the name Coffin Girl. So obviously she doesn't want to go to any more haunted houses. She's done with the whole thing. Bobby notices that the YouTube video got 14 million views and is like, hey, that's a lot of money. We should try and get Brandy to go on another tour and end up at a very scary haunted house again so we can keep the money this time and make our own video. At first I was on board with it because they do show other things than haunted houses. They make sure to show a zombie run, like a hot dog eating contest, a concert, a rave. There's even like a flash mob. I thought that was really cool because since 2014, the haunted attraction idea has kind of blown up and they did a really good job of capturing that idea. Where it starts to fall apart is just in the overall way this movie was made. It is made almost identically to the first movie, and much like Blair Witch, it does have almost the exact same plot of the first movie. It's the same people, same Winnebago, same general idea. There is more tension because they've had to pay Brandy more and more money to come along, and she's very terrified, but overall, the plot is the same. And another thing that really bothered me is the insane amount of drone footage there is in this movie. At first I thought it was stock footage, and I think there is some stock footage sprinkled in here a little bit, but there is just an obscene amount of drone footage. I swear to God, the DJI Phantom 4 Pro or whatever is a character in this movie. And I get it. A lot of people are a fan of Casey Neistat. This movie is being shot and edited like a vlog rather than a found footage movie, but it's so forced. And I think we're all kind of past drone footage now. It just looks tacky and cheap. And a lot of the time, the drone's camera isn't even on the actor it's trying to follow, so it's messy and unnecessary. I could have done entirely without the drone footage. The thing that kind of saves this movie in the end though is the fact that all of these characters are very believable. Again, you know, the tension is real. It kind of feels like they are actually fighting, even though you know they aren't. These people have been around the block together, like they're friends, and you can totally tell, and they all did a really good job, especially considering how like fresh and new these people all are to the movie industry. Like they've all only worked on these movies as far as I can tell, so that was pretty cool. The flip side of that is when they go to the different haunted houses, these are real haunted attractions in America they're going to, and they talk to real people from these haunted attractions, but give them lines to read, which I don't think they did in the first movie, and they just, it doesn't work. They're not actors, they're just like haunted attraction workers, and they're trying their best, but it really just breaks the illusion of the movie there. Finally, in addition to the living dolls which show up at the end, but they look way worse for some reason, there's a character who's wearing a skull mask who follows them all over the country somehow, and you know when he's like voyeuristically filming them because there's a blue filter put over the screen. And beyond the fact that there would be no way for anyone who edited this movie to get that footage and actually put it in the right spot, it just kind of looks tacky and stupid. I don't know. The character who uploads the YouTube video at the beginning of the movie is to a channel called The Blue Skeleton, so I get what they were going for with that. It just is another thing that they were doing to make this movie feel bigger and better, but it doesn't work because I think this movie was made on a very similar budget to the first one, and you can totally tell. But despite all these things that I didn't like about it, I am kind of into this world that Bobby's created. I really liked that they went through the effort, again, to show different kinds of haunted attractions and that they used real ones. That couldn't have been easy. And I wish they focused more on that, because the one that is in the climax of the movie is pretty much entirely created by them, and it's definitely the weakest of the bunch, because like obviously the one that's created for a film isn't going to be as good as going to a real one in the middle of nowhere that is like widely reviewed and well known. It makes sense when you think about it. So now we get to the part where I recommend this movie or I don't. And I gotta say, there is an audience for this movie. I really like found footage. I like the found footage movies that are presented as documentaries, like the original The House is October Built or Hell House LLC. And this movie fits right in with those, even though it is a lot hammier. If you don't like found footage, just stay far, far away from this movie. And in the end, I'm glad they didn't go the route of The Last Exorcism 2 and make a, not found footage movie, a normal style movie, because it's just better when you stick to one format when you're making sequels to your movies. Finally, I think this movie is coming out at the perfect time, because it's right at the beginning of the Halloween season when me and other people are very hungry for these type of movies. But if it came out later, like after Jigsaw or Leatherface, for example, I might not feel so good about it depending on how those movies turn out. But yeah, I want to know what you think of The House is October Built 2. Let me know down in the comments below or on Twitter and Instagram at Jimmy Champagne. If you really like this video, if you want to see more horror movie reviews from me, hit the thumbs up button, and if you're not already, subscribe. As always guys, I'm Jimmy Champagne, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.